cracked you a beer. But
Yeah, man. Help yourself.
Well, I'll crack one now, and I'll have one for later, and I'm going to pick beer for right now.
What are those you drinking?
I don't know what is this thing.
That's a little.
Okay,
that's a little
welcome
tiny
to
beer.
episode 34 of Real
Right,
Talk
yeah.
with
Is it
Adam
beer?
and
Is it-
Coco. This episode is brought to you again by Not Just Knitting. No, wait, that's not it.
How are
Not
those
Just
on-
Knitting.
how are those-
KNO. I don't know why I second guessed myself there.
You definitely
KNOT.
need cards every time.
Just Knitting.
Beer margarita.
Anyway,
How are those knitted underwear coming along?
actually, she just bought the yarn today. She bought it down in the States to bring back with her.
What color?
I think it was blue, but I'm not 100%
Blue?
sure. So to if you want any unique handmade mittens, slippers, scarves, toques, anything like that, go
Color,
to.
I need a lot of room in the crotch.
No, you don't. You need a lot of.
You have no
Never
joke.
mind. You need. I didn't want to be mean, man. That's your
No,
job.
You definitely stalled. You had nothing.
I was thinking one way, but then I thought of anyway. Shut up. So just go to the Facebook page, Not Just Knitting. She informed me that the first person listening to this podcast that likes her page will get 50% off whatever their first purchase is.
Oh, Barry, how fast can those fingers go?
Oh, snap. If you haven't liked the page already, which I would hope you have. Okay, thanks, Kyle. Appreciate it. Go check the Facebook page out. There's lots of she puts any of the cool stuff she makes up on there, and I'm sure that you'll see something that you'd really like for yourself.
Kidding. You got me woke up. The way you roll that, sticky like okra. Just let me coach ya, show you about my culture. It's a late night show like Conan. Bitch, the party ain't over. Go ham in here and grab your friend by the hand. Let me know if you down. Body like playmate of the year. I might make that play of the year. I already know that we don't play fair, but I think that you and your girl just give me some of that. We stand out to the sun.
We definitely need to get some speakers in here.
You talked right over the cheetah.
No, did you? I don't even think you played it.
I did. The volume was low.
Try it again. I like that sound. I just
Are
want
we
to hear it
live?
again. Yep.
Oh yeah, we've been live
we're
for
on.
a couple minutes.
Couple
Yeah.
minutes. Yeah.
This wasn't a test run. Sorry, we forgot to tell you
Yeah.
we started.
Play the cheetah.
I already unplugged
it.
them.
Anything after 30 episodes. It has
Yeah, man, we keep changing the format though. So
No,
we're
we
still,
don't.
Yeah, we do.
You're just not good at it.
Me. Why do you have to put this all on me?
Video.
You're off for looking. You're the one with all the controls, the keypad, the headphones. I have a cheetah noise. The only thing I had to do, and I played it, and you talked over it.
So pretty much what you said is I'm taking care of most of it, and then you do one thing, and I.
That sums it up, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
you
kinda what
you want to
said.
get into a couple airing of grievances?
You have a grievance.
Oh yes, I do.
So how about first we introduce our guest today, Marshall Robertson.
Hey guys.
Thaning for joining us.
I like how you cut me off
Am I
on that
quiet?
one. Let me just derail you before you get started. I feel these airing of grievances might be directed at me.
Shouldn't be so bad.
Yeah. I didn't get prepared for this interview at all because I thought somebody else was coming on the podcast.
Yeah, I missed stuff.
Tell me we're having the wrong guest.
I mixed stuff
And like
up.
2 hours ago, he's like, "Oh yeah, I told you the wrong person's coming on. It's actually
Yeah.
Marshall." I'm like, I didn't look into anything. I had no
Are you
questions.
upset that I'm here right now?
No, I was very much looking forward to it actually, but I just wanted to I was gonna read some shit and get into it, so I had some intelligent questions,
No, you weren't.
know what I was talking. I often do that, but none of the questions I looked at are what relative to you.
'Kay.
They're all for a different person.
100% my fault. This is not going to start the podcast off in a good way, but what happened was, and I was debating whether I should say this because it makes me look really bad, but it's pretty funny.
All right.
So what
hear
happened was, in my phone, we've been trying to get both Marshall and our friend Megan Dubé on the show.
Do not tell me this is the exact same thing that happened to you 2 weeks ago.
No,
We had two
no,
people-
it's totally different.
You screwed it
I-
up differently.
No, it's totally different.
All right.
I find new ways, man. I find new ways. I'm always mixing it up.
What happened?
So I had both of them. I've been texting both of them, both of you for a month. I've been trying to get both of you
I think so.
scheduled on,
Yeah.
right? But I'm really bad at actually changing the phone number to a name. So I just go by what the conversation says a lot of the time, and I don't
course.
even, and because as soon as I shut my phone off, I lose all those numbers. I have to like reload them from the cloud or whatever the fuck you have to do. Some
If we don't have
syncing
any
program.
naked photos up there, they could get.
Why do you
Yeah,
shut your phone
we
off?
will get into that later.
Question
Oh,
one.
yeah.
So
Your naked photo scandal?
anyway,
I don't know how this got on the internet.
so I was texting and I sent a message and I said, "Do you want to come on?" And that's probably why my message seemed like super kind of like excited, because that's like you talk to girls a little more that way. You don't usually talk to dudes that way. I thought his number was her number, and then realized like later that I was texting the wrong person.
I thought you just liked
completely.
me.
No, we totally do. It just I'm an idiot. Basically, is how that works.
Yeah, yeah.
So then all of a sudden I'm like reading it and I was like, wait a minute. I was like looking back at previous conversation and I was like, oh, that's not who I thought it was.
Last week he had 2 people named Calvin in his phone.
Calvin? That's my dad.
Clayton.
Clayton. Clayton.
He had 2
Definitely
people-
remember our guest name,
He had
please.
2 people
Thank you.
named Clayton in his phone, and instead of texting one of them and asking them to come on, he texted both of them and asked them to come on.
Actually, it was the same problem because I didn't have either of their
names.
names. It was just numbers. And I don't know, because of that my phone does that, I kind of get used to just looking at the last sentence and thinking I know who that person is. Not
Can
really.
I air grievance number 2 now?
Not a single man,
Another
are you?
grievance? Come on, man.
Are you aware there was a person I had to cut off from conversation on Saturday night and could no longer talk to anymore?
Why?
Because he was very, very annoying and wouldn't shut up. You know who I'm talking about?
I have no idea who you're talking about.
It was you. Remember how I stopped talking about to you like halfway through the night on
What?
Saturday?
I don't remember
When
this.
your drunk ass was like got all stubborn and wouldn't listen to anything and kept talking about how we should all be in a tribe and have sex with everybody and we'd
What?
all be much happier. You don't remember
That's-
any of this.
I do remember this conversation.
Oh, yeah?
You're painting me in a completely different light.
That was the light you painted yourself in.
I was talking about like the book that I've been reading and the things that he was saying in it. I wasn't like preaching that that's what we're supposed to do. I was just reiterating what I had read. But you can't tell me that you were just listening to my point. You were not. You do this, and you do this on every podcast. You start talking about something, and you shut off. You talk, and you don't take any information in.
That's happened a couple times.
So
Maybe.
Is this
we
every
both
podcast?
maybe were doing this, and obviously when you incorporate massive amounts of alcohol, way too much for that.
You were
evening.
really drunk before I even got up there. But I heard you
Yeah,
trying to start
but-
that conversation with like 9 other people, and everybody just kept walking away from you.
I wasn't starting it. No, that's
Yeah.
actually not true. I had a conversation with many people that night,
Right.
and it wasn't even just about that. I talked about lots of stuff. Wait, I don't know why you always insist on trying to paint me in this terrible
Buddy,
light.
you get really, really stubborn sometimes.
So do you.
All right,
We
we're getting
both-
off track.
I'm not denying
We'll
it.
air this grievance outside of the podcast.
I can actually honestly agree that I do get very stubborn sometimes, but I also listen to other people's points and try and take them in, and everyone's like that,
Yeah.
right?
I think this is bad radio, guys.
Is this supposed to go in?
This is bad.
No,
radio?
yeah, can we stop that beeping?
What beeping?
You haven't heard that for like the last 10 minutes?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
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 But no,
Your
oh,
mute's
yeah.
going on and off.
I got it. No, we're good.
He's got a lot of butts to take care of.
So thanks for coming out. Really appreciate it.
Hey, guys.
We've been trying
Yeah.
to get you on
Sorry,
for,
buddy.
for a while. This happens.
There's a couple things that have been getting on my nerves this week. I had to let them go.
Basically, I've been getting on
Grievances,
his
yeah,
nerves.
Yeah,
We're hearing them.
little too much cocoa this week.
Yeah.
Little too much drunk cocoa. Sorry, regular cocoa was fine.
I'm not even getting into it anymore.
All right.
We
let's
should
move on.
we should let that one go.
Good party otherwise though.
It was a great engagement party, Joe. Thanks for the invite. We had a good time. Congratulations too, by the way.
Congrats, Joe.
All right, you want to set
So-
this story up, Coco? Is you the one that got to do all the research?
Yeah, I did look some stuff up. So I don't. Do you want to? We Marshall is if anybody who read the Facebook post, he pretty much was told like he had almost zero chance of surviving because he had brain and spine cancer or brain tumor and spine. I'm not exactly sure, but
We'll get into
and
Had some things.
and was told there was. I heard it was like 8 people had it in Canada and 1 survived. Like basically almost no.
I think I found that stat online, and I don't think it's real.
Oh, okay.
I believed it at the time, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Wow.
basically, where you were told though by doctors that your chance of making through was pretty slim.
Yeah, I don't know. The main word that came up a lot is your survival is unknown, and that
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a pretty loose term.
That's a really
To
loose
unload
term.
on
That's
someone.
really confusing to take in, right?
Yeah.
Your survival is unknown, and there's dicks about it.
And
Right,
But it wasn't. Like, I think it was okay.
we
but,
should start the story from the beginning.
But that's what.
So how old were you when you got diagnosed?
21.
21.
Yeah.
And how did you? Okay, obviously you went to
What brought, like, how did you find out? What brought you to the doctor to get?
At the time I was working downtown, kind of like a bike messenger, riding a bike every day, right?
Oh,
Right.
that's cool.
Amazing, like highlight of my life, that job.
Yeah.
Anyways,
You know what? I run
bicycle
into,
career.
working downtown. I run into them all the time, and they're
Oh.
just so happy and
So happy.
always just like,
What?
yeah, man. They have like this community, and they're so friendly, and they'll talk to anyone. And,
Bicycle couriers.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
There's tons of them. Like they
Okay.
literally will ride their bike like up.
Yeah,
and sometimes
I've seen them.
into the buildings, and sometimes they'll lock their bikes outside.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
You just riding.
They seem like really happy.
All right. Well, anyway, that job's probably keeping you pretty fit.
Yeah, so I had I actually went to Vegas when I turned 21. Came
Right.
home with what
Obviously.
I felt were symptoms of other things.
Vegas.
Of Vegas,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
Had
from
those
there, it was what?
I've had those before.
Yeah. But they didn't go away though.
Yeah. Okay.
So it
Well,
was
I
like
didn't have
2
that.
months of I saw 7 doctors, a few, like 5 of them over and over again. Mostly they're all drop-in clinics, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Through work and
You
stuff.
didn't have like a family doctor?
I never saw him. I had never actually met him prior to that.
Okay.
So what were your symptoms?
Oh, just like the most insane headaches. Like I carried a bottle of Advil with me every day. I could not.
Really?
I would not let that bottle of Advil go away from my side.
Oh yeah.
That dizziness, blurred vision, a little bit of nausea.
Really?
So with riding the bike, kind of got scary because you'd ride the dotted line between traffic and shit, right?
Right.
So at a red light, it was just like
You're in between the traffic.
I would do that. If you hit a red light, I would go between traffic and swerve through all
Man,
the cars, right?
I don't understand that downtown. Like the people who ride their bikes to work and shit, like they're ballsy as fuck.
No,
Like, there's
they're
no way I would be driving where they go on
It's
bikes.
Probably more
Downtown Vancouver.
Yeah, they weave a lot.
They weave a lot.
I've never seen a car hit one of them. I've seen 2 bikes crash into
But
each
not
other.
even like where they put all those
Yeah.
where they put all those bike lanes in.
Yeah.
Like there's spots where all of a sudden, like either number one, you're not allowed to turn left, or you can turn left, but the lines come up and you're supposed to yield. There's a sign.
Mhm.
But someone coming from the valley, like me, until I got used to it, doesn't like really recognize it right away.
Bike lanes?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not something you're looking for,
I
right? Just
understand,
like
right?
just
You're
like
taking a right-
motorcycles.
You're
they
taking a
say.
right-hand turn, you're gonna hit a biker. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just like motorcycles, a lot of people don't recognize them at night because they're looking for 2 headlights.
Yeah, I almost happened to me.
Door. That could easily happen.
Yeah.
What those guys, the number
Yeah, I was
one
riding
rule they
down
don't
some
pay attention
side alley
to though
once.
is
Someone popped in the.
they
I
don't
just
stop at
barely
red
missed
lights.
it.
They just
Just
slow
like-
down and they look if traffic's coming,
Life
and then they
changing.
keep on
Exactly.
Not
going.
life
Yeah.
changing, but
They do get
nuts.
around pretty quick though.
I agree, 100%. It looks like they motor. They get places
They're
way
not
quicker than
slow.
cars.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
find that?
downtown? Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
twice fast a car.
The
Off a
com-
green light, you jump, you're already across the street before a car's moving, right? You're
Yeah.
quicker on the jump,
Really?
and then on the jump, I think so.
Not if I was at that late.
Not
I-
that.
I
That was a bit of
I
exaggeration.
got a little pep in my step.
Bit of exaggeration,
Gonna
but
hit
I
foot.
could cut across any car in a green light, right?
Hey, at least if you're in a Civic, and you get in an accident, you have a chance. If you're in a bike and you get in an accident, no chance.
You know, I know
Yeah.
one guy that hit a guy on a bicycle, knocked him off the bicycle, and it turned out to be the guy on the bicycle's fault.
That happens. for sure.
Really?
Yep. Well, normally
What I don't understand is you don't have to have insurance and shit. to
That's what
ride
I never
downtown.
it's a
understood.
bicycle and little kids ride them.
Because I'm
Yeah, I
downtown
know,
all the
but
time.
to ride in the city, there should be like
No,
areas.
we are fucking overdone with insurance. I'm so sick of getting insurance for every fucking thing. Even if, like, what if I just want to go down to Stanley Park with
That's
my
different,
bicycle
though.
for one day?
What
and
happens if
ride
I run into a
around?
Mercedes and totally dented the door?
Then
Okay.
you use.
No, here's my.
So what
Then you
happens then?
hopefully your bicycle's not dinged up and you get up and you take off.
No,
That's what I
but
would do.
you're obviously
That's
you
my best
can't.
advice.
But for the Mercedes owner, he's just fucked.
Well,
Just
he's
flat
got
out
insurance.
fucked.
He's got a Mercedes. Who cares about him?
Yeah.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Don't worry about him too much.
Okay, you can't. The problem is.
But that was like a daily like
His
worry
insurance-
when I was
his
getting
insurance
dizzy and
will
shit,
pay.
right?
Yeah, he'll
That
have
was
to
a
pay- he'll
daily
have to
worry
pay
of like
deductible.
hitting nice cars.
If you're really that worried, I guess you could leave like $300. Like try and.
No.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. You're not that worried about the guy in the Mercedes either.
Yeah, the thing is obviously you're not going to be able to have your lines like be everywhere, but you'll have city lines where there'll be signs just like a school zone where riding your bike in here you need insurance. right?
Yeah, but
But
okay.
I know you. I agree with you that you have to insure everything, and we're getting
Fucking hate insurance.
overprotective of everything. But if you have to drive a car downtown to have insurance, and bikes can just be in the same fucking lanes, they should have insurance too. That's ridiculous.
You get insurance for the pedestrians. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I have that. For
On your
bikers and shit.
vehicle?
Yeah, there's an option. You pay an extra couple bucks a month, I think,
Does it
for
make you hit a
bike?
pedestrian?
for pedestrians, or maybe someone on a scooter without a license. If they run into you, right? They're not
Yeah.
insured, but
Yep.
now you're insured against them.
The other place really annoying that you have to have insurance, if you have a dirt bike or a quad, ATV, if you go into the woods, up into like Chilliwack Lake, anywhere off-road on a Forest Service road, you're supposed to have a license plate and insurance on the bike. Which is complete bullshit. Just like a money grab.
Oh, definitely.
We need less insurance. Alright, sorry, we got sidetracked.
That is, man. That's how
Okay,
the-
so you've got
that's
these
how the
symptoms,
show
you've got the
goes.
headaches,
Yeah.
and so you don't have a family doctor.
No, I
You're
do.
not
I
clinics.
hadn't seen him prior.
Yeah, the thing with like family doctors is you got to always make an appointment, and
Yeah.
it's a pain
It
in the
takes
ass.
forever.
So
Oh,
I
even
just
now,
go to
I
the clinic.
still never see him.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Well, rarely, but
You
if
see
he
specialists
calls me
more
in,
so
I see
though,
all the
right?
specialists and shit.
Yeah.
I just try not to deal with them.
Yeah.
So did he know something was wrong right away? The family doctor?
No, I never saw him.
Well, you didn't. You never seen him at
Never
all.
saw him once.
So
Oh,
you
but
see
you
it-
must have gone to some. Or,
Oh, I saw 7 other like walk-in clinic doctors,
okay, and
and
one
5
of
of them I saw like routinely.
Oh yeah, and one of them sent you for MRI or.
No, they all misdiagnosed me with different things. I don't even know now.
How long was this going on?
Vertigo.
For? Yeah.
Oh, for a duration of like 2 months at least, right? Yeah, 2 months I'd say. Vertigo, nasal congestion, that, this, snort this, take these pills, right?
Yeah.
Really?
Right,
So-
and then
How much time do you think got wasted with that stuff?
I'll give you a timeline here. It was about 2 months.
2 months?
Yeah, so I turned 21 in June. I think I stopped working mid-August,
Yeah.
or end of August, I'd say,
Yeah.
when I was at home, and I think I hit the hospital at the beginning of September.
This time.
Yeah, my dad, same thing. My dad
September
had,
5th, or 6th, I think I had surgery, or I woke up in the hospital or something.
It's crazy how they'll miss.
Really?
Like, what I don't understand with even with any other type of injury, they're so slow to send you for the MRI or to send you for something like
Yeah.
because it's expensive, and I get that, but it rules like shit out right away. If you go twice and you can't figure out what's going on,
I was actually in my like first treatment of radiation, I think, or something. I was
Yeah.
at the hospital for some reason, like weeks, like end of September. I got a phone call saying I missed a scan I was supposed to have that I guess one of those doctors did order for me for like 2 months prior, and they're saying you owe $950 for missing your scan and not canceling it in proper times. And it's like, well, you guys were obviously too fucking late because I had surgery 3 weeks ago and I would have died.
Really?
Right? So
Yeah, I know.
they didn't bill me.
Yeah, didn't they? That's
so
good.
so you September is when you finally got diagnosed. Or-
Yeah, so what happened? Yeah, I thought I had the flu. I was working at Newlands Bar and Grill or whatever, right?
Yeah.
The bar upstairs. I was kind of doing a little bartending on the weekends, mostly, cleaning up and everything else, but trying to get into bartending, right?
Yeah.
2 weekends in a row at the end of August. Say like I'd walk in the door, I'd pour a drink, and they'd say, "Marshall, get the fuck out of here," and I would just walk out the door, right?
Yeah.
You just
I
went
was
with
just
it?
no, it was just the dizziness, the headaches. I was spilling things.
Looking like the drinking
I'm,
bartender.
yeah, exactly. The balance is off for everything, right? The pressure in my brain, which I didn't know that's what it was,
At
but
the time.
it was pressure. It was this tumor
To
growing.
you, it was just headaches, right?
yeah, and it was
Yeah.
this tumor
you
growing
weren't
in the
getting
back
pretty
of my
concerned
brain.
by this point?
Well, I don't know. I always just put up with it. I really did. Like I would by myself, I would like maybe complain and like moan a little, but then it's just like somebody like, "Are you okay?" And then it'd just be like a snap, like, "Man up, Marshall." She'll be like, "Oh, it's fine," right? And then I'd just like carry on with it being fine. It was all like in my head, right?
Yeah.
I would make it
Right,
better in
okay.
my head, and I would deal with it.
Yeah.
The thing with me is like I never get headaches. Practically, I couldn't even tell you the last time I get it. If I get like one in a year, that would be like, whew, this has been a rough year for headaches.
Yeah.
So I know if I had like something like that where suddenly I got a headache and it didn't go away, I would know something was wrong like pretty quick.
Yeah.
But like
Did you get
s-
like headaches quite some
Never,
people get
never.
them regularly.
Yeah.
No,
And especially like
before
not
that,
even
you know,
since.
But still,
right?
same thing. You're kind of basing things off what the doctors are telling you at the time. You're naive.
Exactly.
You
You're
don't
naive.
know any
I'm
better.
21. I'm healthy.
And-
Especially the job, right? Like, oh, what do you do for work? I ride a bike. Well, you're obviously healthy. Nothing's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Every doctor says that, right?
They can be extremely dismissive. It's almost like
That's it,
unless
yeah.
there's a prescription there for them to give, they just kind of, you do this and then rest and come back and see me.
I wonder though if maybe that would have been like a better spot with like a family doctor if they would have been like a little more like on the ball with that. Rather than
that
like
might
the
have been
walk-in,
it, yeah. It's when
because the walk-in clinic guys, they like change all the
That
time, and
100%.
you're not like a real patient of theirs. You're only a patient of theirs.
Even
like,
though
when
I
you're
would see
there.
them multiple times if you did them.
But it is a little bit different, right?
100%. It might have been a little bit different with my family doctor.
Yeah. Okay, so then one day, so now you're diagnosed. You know
Oh,
what's
so I'm
going
getting
on.
sent home from the other job. I got a note from the doctor saying I can't go to work. Like, it was unbearable at
Okay.
one
Yeah.
point, right?
Were you basically like bedridden almost or couch ridden?
Kinda. I was staying at my girlfriend's place. I was like waiting to move out with her and shit. And yeah, which lives with her mom. They were in between places. They were in between places, right?
down at the bottom of the hill.
So with her and her
Langley?
mom.
Okay.
And it was kind of like I would take one step forward and two steps back, right? Like I would spend 2 days like pretty much sleeping by the toilet, I think.
Yeah.
Like just puking. Or like just a whole day in bed, really wouldn't even wake up. And then I'd like wake up one day and sit down and have dinner and be totally normal.
This was before you had the surgery.
This is before surgery.
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
So this is like the end of
This is like end of
everything,
September?
right?
Or
Yeah.
This is end of August.
End of August? Okay.
Yeah. So that lasted for about 10 days.
Okay,
Or 2
yeah.
weeks. I don't know, about 10 days, maybe 2 weeks. Or I thought it was just a terrible flu, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
But then some days I would just go back and I would just puke in the toilet. I would just dry heave because I hadn't eaten in days either.
Yeah. No appetite.
No, I just sick. I don't even remember how.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
remember all
Well,
any of it,
it's
really,
not-
right?
You don't want to eat very much.
I guess one day my mom, I think, called my phone. Susan, my ex's, Brittany's mom, answered. She's like, "Oh, your son's not doing well." Right? Like, what should I do? Should I call the ambulance?
Yeah.
Which she did, and that was one of my memories is that I have of all that is walking to the ambulance, just like the drunkest person you've ever seen. This is my memory, right?
Right.
Just like wobbling back and forth, rolling off the house. Every time I'd fall back, the ambulance driver would catch me and push me forward again. Like he wanted me to walk to the ambulance, right? And I would just like stumble along, like not know what the fuck's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's one of my last memories, and then I think.
So were you coherent at all? Like, could people talk to you? Or are you making sense?
I think a little. I don't know. I was talking a little bit then. Yeah. Take me to Langley Hospital. I think I waited for about 40 minutes. I think I was a little incoherent then, just kind of moaning in a wheelchair. I think my dad was telling me to like rub my head and I'd shut up a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, but no, I think he was getting pissed off that
Nothing was happening?
for 45 minutes in emergency, just this guy, which, normally healthy kid is wheelchair, right? Just
What
not
time of
doing
day
well.
was this?
What?
Was it on weekends?
You're asking the wrong man.
On like a Monday or Tuesday, like 1 in the afternoon.
Really?
Okay.
2 in the
Yeah.
afternoon.
So
Yeah, you'd think that.
it'd
Yeah.
be pretty quick, you'd think.
Yeah, I hear my dad walk around back and like threatened
Regardless-
her. It's like,
There's
Well,
something
yeah.
about-
You don't want to see your kid in
No.
pain like that.
but when they got me in the scan after that happened. Give me a scan. They're like, okay, like I'm hemorrhaging. This tumor
Yeah.
had split to my brain. I'm bleeding.
Really?
And
So now they finally scan you.
they
and
finally
they
scan
see
me.
the tumor.
Yeah, they see
and
the
then-
tumor. They see the blood.
Yeah.
Right, like
So were they
Right
were
away.
pretty
like
surprised.
stage 4 it's long gone now. Like I'm done. Right?
Yeah. At this point, so
At
then,
this point, yeah.
Yeah.
and so at this point they
Put me in an ambulance. I'm under the knife within the hour.
Really?
In New
Holy
Westminster.
Yeah, that's where they send any pretty much emergencies, right? Is to Royal Columbia.
Royal Columbia.
Well,
yeah,
that's
and
like
there's a good brain surgeon there
trauma
too.
Center there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a
And
good
you
brain
got-
surgeon
And they
now.
have the helicopter pad. Yeah.
It's weird.
And
how-
it's pretty centrally located. Like
Yeah.
it can service like Vancouver, Surrey.
It's
If you're
right
in a
in the
helicopter,
middle.
it doesn't even take very long to get from Chilliwack up
It's-
there. Anyone
yeah.
like down the number 1, any of those accents, most of them go there.
Yeah, it's right. It's like right in the middle, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where. Well, not right away, but Ryan Gray did go down there too after his car accident.
So, were you do you remember? Were you coherent when they were telling you like they were gonna have to do surgery? And
No.
all that stuff?
That's
You
I
remember
don't even know
any
any of that. No.
So okay, so that you're like wobbly in your own home, and then you're in an ambulance up to Langley.
Oh,
When
like
they finally
wheelchair.
look at you within like an hour. You're heading down.
Well, after
to-
they look at me, within the hour, I'm under the knife.
under the knife within an hour.
No,
Yeah.
it
That's
has
what
to
I
be-
heard.
Well, from
you
when they left.
you had to have your surgery at Royal Columbia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from when he's saying from when they left Langley to
Royal Columbia.
Royal Columbia, and it was an hour, is what he was saying. That sounds about right. I mean,
I-
it's only gonna
An
take him
hour
like
and a little bit more, yeah.
it's only
Oh,
gonna take him
okay.
like 15 minutes, if that, to helicopter him.
Again,
Maybe
I'm
10.
going off stories
You're-
from other
you're right.
people,
So
right?
you're-
So this is
Very
like
quickly.
crazily urgent. This is like if we wait
Oh,
like
yeah.
another like day, this guy's gonna be dead.
Oh, definitely, like
Like,
hemorrhaging.
this is
Right?
like
I don't.
a-
How long can you bleed to the brain and live?
Yeah.
Right. Wow.
So what?
I didn't know it was like that.
after this, so what? Like you're.
So I had a
Royal Columbia, You
surgery-
don't remember any of this? So what's your next? Like what's your next?
Waking
memory? What
up
do you
in a hospital
remember?
bed post surgery.
Yeah.
Right?
How, do you know how long after the surgery it was?
That day, next day maybe.
That-
Like I woke up in like the where you recovery.
Yeah.
Where you first like I have a couple memories in recovery and then
And then. So
How,
and then
how
you-
were the first few hours?
Like-
Obviously pretty groggy.
yeah, you wake up. I think I see someone. You go back to bed, right?
you just keep
Yeah.
just coming in and out.
Coming
So,
in and out,
Do you remember
yeah.
any pain, like when you were in? waking
The
up and
first
out,
day I was still bleeding, like or whatever, right? They needed to do another surgery.
or- Yeah.
Okay, so I don't really know much about. So this tumor was growing and it was
Yeah.
pushing up against your brain, and that's what caused the bleeding.
Yeah, or like it was. Yeah, I guess it pushed out and the skin to your brain, the lining, I guess, right? It ripped that, so then it was.
So
bleeding
how big
inwards.
was the tumor? Do you know?
It's just a few centimeters in diameter, I think.
What, like the size of like a golf ball or something like
I-
that? That's
I'd
pretty
say-
big to be having in your head.
Maybe not a golf ball because it
What
wasn't like emerging out the back, but
yeah.
Yeah, well, I imagine your like skull would like keep it.
yeah. Well, it's in it was
I
in
would
by
imagine it was beneath the skull.
cerebellum,
Yeah.
Okay.
I think. So
So that is that kind of that's at the base, like where your head meets your neck, the back of your head
I
meets your
think
neck.
so.
Okay.
What is the cerebellum? Is like
It
Fucking
controls
don't
your-
know, man. Don't look
It's
at me.
like
The
no,
cerebellum?
it's like your balance and your.
Yeah, I
isn't
think
it?
one of the worries about surgery was like I guess if the knife slipped would be paralysis, right?
Yeah.
Or something. Because I remember my dad
Wow.
was saying one of the first things. Yeah, and I do remember in like post surgery, like one of those memories is my dad walking up and like grabbing my hands, right?
Seeing if you could feel.
Yeah, like reaching.
I imagine they were like probably pretty concerned that you might not be like really all out with it when you came back too, right? Yeah, when you have
Yeah.
something like operating on your brain, I mean that's like anything can happen, right? Like they make the guy sneezes or something and you're fucking done,
yeah.
right? Hopefully that doesn't happen very often. But like yeah, pretty like intricate little procedure, especially without any planning. Like don't they have? I would think, if you're going to
I
for,
think
like,
it was
brain
just-
surgery,
I
they
think it
would
was
take
just get
pictures
the
from
tumor-
like every single direction,
Yeah.
so the doctor could see exactly where this tumor was like attached, and then they could go in with like surgical precision. This sounds like they just like cut you open and they like grabbed what they could get, and then they got the hell out.
Maybe I'm really not
Well,
too
I
sure about
think-
that. I'm sure there were scans, like
Yeah,
when they do
I'm
the
sure
scans.
they-
So I think there was something to work off of. Obviously, they're
Well,
not just
obviously
they're not
they
just
knew where to cut.
they're not just digging for a tumor somewhere, right? That's
No.
just-
No, they know where it is.
yeah, they kind of knew where it is. I'm
It
sure.
just seems like so unprepared. Like I know even like if I'm gonna do
life or
anything,
death.
I need. Well, I know.
Right?
I'm just thinking like in the doctor's shoes. Like he's just getting off his lunch break. All of a sudden, like he rolls in, and then the next thing you know, he's got a scalpel in his hand and being like, "Oh,
Yeah.
this is fucking intense."
It's another Tuesday.
Another Tuesday. I wonder how many times a week that happens to that guy. That'd be fucking stressful. It wouldn't be the job for me. I'd be like, man. After you cut open so many people's heads,
Oh, you would. Yeah.
you would have no nerves left. You'd be all shaky.
You'd be. Yeah. You'd want to go home and just like I don't know, just sit on the couch and not move.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
I don't know.
It's too close.
Become a teacher. Something like that.
You think you could handle that?
Being a
Now
teacher?
all of a sudden you're a teacher?
Yeah, that would be way. What do you mean? Can I handle that? You're a brain surgeon. You go to teacher. Yeah, it would be
Yeah,
much harder
fair
for
enough.
a teacher to handle.
Yeah,
being a
you
brain
pretty
surgeon.
much you go from brain surgeon to anything. You're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Probably.
Surprised you have to talk out loud about this.
You don't even need a resume. You don't even need a resume. You don't need anything on your resume. Just
No,
brain
exactly.
surgeon. Like, oh, we want this.
Yeah. Okay. So now we're in recovery mode.
Yeah. So now I'm in the hospital.
What are you in there? Weeks? Months?
A couple weeks, 10 days.
Were you doing
10
chemo
days.
or radiation at the same time? After the surgery, they started what, radiation?
Yes.
or-
So I'm like bedridden. Obviously, I haven't showered in fucking a week. I don't think.
Right.
Laying in a
Probably
bed
need
for that
sponge baths
long,
or something.
you had to like learn to walk again and all that shit, right?
Yeah.
kind of
You
thing.
had to learn to walk again?
It-
You didn't know how to walk?
No, it's just like your legs
Or you
just
just
got so
were
weak, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you had
okay,
to
you
like
still had, like, the
you had to
muscle
like
memory
you had
and
to
all
the,
that.
the practice bars, and you had to like do that
You didn't
every
have any
day.
paralysis of any kind.
No paralysis.
You lost
Yeah.
that much muscle in just like 2 weeks that you had to like
I think it's
use
just
the
being.
bars?
I think it's just being bedridden like that in
Oh,
the
yeah.
hospital.
Well, I'm
That's
sure.
what's
I'm
happening.
not
really
saying. Yeah,
fast.
I'm sure it has an effect.
Yeah.
I would think. I don't know. I've never taken 2 weeks off walking.
Could add something.
I would think that I would.
Yeah.
Well,
No?
what happened too is when they got the tumor, they had to send it for testing,
Right.
and then that's
Could have
when
been
they,
benign at that point.
yeah, and then that's when
Yeah.
they found it was cancerous, and
So like
then
a few days after in the hospital, and I was told that your tumor was cancer.
yeah. So
Right.
at first it was just
So things
It
are going
would have
from
just
bad
been
to worse.
it
removed.
would have just been
Yeah.
a tumor. It would have been removed,
And then,
but then
if it was
came-
benign, they would have just left it. But then,
yes.
okay, yeah.
and
Yeah.
then that's when
That's when all the prep started for the treatment.
So are you?
So
taking-
I'm again still bedridden. They picked me up to move me into different beds.
Right.
And I'm being shipped
Did
all
you
around.
get,
I'm being
like,
shipped
any,
to
like,
Surrey.
bed sores from that? Like, I know,
No,
like people
no,
who
no.
have to lay. I know that's something with people who are in the hospital
No,
for a
the-
long time. Like, you don't move, so you just start to.
I was,
basically
I think, a
rash
little
and-
more able than I
you
think
were
people
really
that are.
with it. Like you
Oh,
was
really?
Yeah.
very with it.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
So basically, at that point, it was the fact that it was putting this pressure on your cerebellum. That's why you were having all these issues.
Oh, yeah,
It wasn't
100%.
necessarily
No.
you were sick because of the cancer.
Did the
It
headache
was.
stop?
At post surgery, oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah?
of course. Everything was fine after surgery. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
more headaches.
Essentially, right? I'm in bed. I had like 8 tubes coming out of the back of my brain, right?
Yeah.
So that was I don't know what those were all
out of the
for,
back of your
but
brain?
Is this good?
yeah, I was all tubed up, like
Really?
just like in here.
What
yeah.
were the tubes for?
I think there's a couple
blood.
drainage tubes, some blood
Your
tubes.
drainage
I have
tubes?
Coming
no
like
idea.
at the bottom of your.
Yeah, I have a bunch of scars.
Could
yeah.
you feel them? Like if you put your hand back? did
Oh
it,
no,
like,
they were like heavily taped to the back
to
of
your
my head.
hand? Yeah.
So it's as good as it can be at this point. Like,
Yeah.
the heads are gone, but you got tubes.
Yeah, I'm
And you
yeah,
found out he has
bionic man with all these tubes coming out of my
But the
brain.
heads are gone.
But you didn't find that out for like a couple days.
But yeah, so then it was a few days in the hospital. Yeah, like 3, 4, 5 days. I have no idea.
And then they.
They're
told
like,
you.
oh,
and now you're like going on to chemo.
now it's
So-
like, oh,
Wait.
you have cancer, and
So-
that's a whole other fucking can of.
So what was your like initial
Fucking shit, right?
thought? Was it just like?
Well, I don't know. I
fuck,
think just
like-
I didn't even, you don't even know, right? You're 21. Just I think the word scares you.
Did
the word
you?
cancer.
Were you like? Are you?
feel like
like
you'd have a
were
lot
you
of
in
spirit at
denial
that
at
age,
first?
though.
Like were you like?
No,
are
I
you
just
sure?
I think I
Did you-
accepted
yeah.
everything. I had a few
Pretty hard to
tears.
have denial after you've had brain
No,
surgery.
but some people do that. Like right away, they'll say you're lying. Are you sure?
Well, I think like
I was
maybe like
because
during
they
the
don't wanna believe
diagnosis,
it,
but
right?
like
I
once
was
you're already in the hospital,
obviously
I'm pretty, it's
pretty-
pretty hard to deny it at that point.
You
don't. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong. I don't
You're
know. I'm not an
definitely
expert.
wrong.
Maybe there's people in hospital beds saying I'm not sick, but I think most
100%.
people. But
I was-
what do they do? Then how do they
100%.
rationalize
There's
them being-
people.
Maybe people with mental illness.
100%. There's people who get sick and are told that they have cancer that go, "You're lying.
Yeah, I'm
I don't
saying that,
believe
but-
you."
Well,
But
it's
I'm
not like
saying,
one of
once you're
the
already in
7
the
steps
hospital
to
and
whatever.
you've had brain
Yeah.
surgery
Denial,
and you've had a
acceptance.
biopsy. Probably most people accept it at that point. Wouldn't you think?
No, I still think that people. It's not that they're. It's not that they actually don't think it's there. It's that subconscious, like they just won't accept it. I think that happens to people where
Probably,
they automatically just go, "No, you're lying. I don't believe." Deep inside, they won't accept it because they don't want to believe they have it. That definitely happens.
Yeah, I think like before
But-
you have brain surgery and cancer, like when you're being diagnosed
Anyway.
in the doctor's office.
So you find this out, and you're just like,
Oh,
okay.
so now I'm being rushed around everywhere to like prep for radiation and shit right now.
And you also didn't even have
Chemo.
time to think about it. Really.
No,
You're
yeah,
just-
it just snowballed into it. Like I
Yeah.
didn't really. Oh, they obviously ask you, but it's just it was just the next step, right? Everything just
melded like when you
melded
look-
together. It really, just melded together.
You
Yeah.
remember coming home?
What?
Remember coming home?
Yeah, so I was out of 10 days in the hospital, I think, and came home.
And that's when
When?
the radiation.
That's so. Then you
came.
came.
Oh,
you went
yeah.
home before you started radiation.
I think there had to be a few days. I'm sure a
Yeah.
week in between.
In between,
Well, yeah, you
but
probably
it's
have to
still
get a little bit of
foggy. Like
strength
you
back.
right now, like you talking about it. It
I think
seems
it's
like
like
it's kind of foggy
memory,
to you
really,
still.
but I don't know.
Do you think it's because you were just like you were on different drugs that they were giving you? I would assume morphine.
Well, yeah,
or
you're
anything like
heavily
that.
medicated for the first
Yeah.
half the week, right?
So your recall of it is kind of foggy, and that's why you kind of rely
Yes and
on
no.
other people.
Well, there's some of the I'm sure some of the details. I'm not sure what he was trying to get at. Do you remember going home?
Yeah.
So yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And how many?
But if there's a point, right?
So sorry, I got mixed up. Here.
So how often did you have radiation?
That's
How often were I
So
that's a
yeah,
good one.
I think I had a week off. I saw Soundgarden live. It was,
Really?
Yeah, that was one thing I wanted to ask you because
I thought you were down and out here.
I looked
That was
through
September
like,
26th,
your
I
Facebook
think.
things, and because I was like, do some
Yeah,
research. I had time, and
I got
That's
permission.
crazy.
I talked to
I
Kyle.
guess
I remember.
if you have cancer, like, fuck, I mean, Soundgarden's in town.
Oh, I had
Right?
tickets.
Like-
I had tickets prior, right?
Really? And you weren't missing this concert? You must be a
It
big
looks
fan.
like you did a lot. Like I remember seeing you at things after this. Like you didn't know. Like you still went out with your friends. You still kept.
Well, girls gotta
Gotta
eat.
keep your
Right?
spirits up.
Yeah, 100%. I
Girl-
agree. It's
That
just,
would
I
be
don't
hard,
think a
though.
lot of
It'd be hard to have
people
the
do that.
strength.
A lot of people just kind of sit back and take the whatever precautions they're told to take, and they just go about their
Still live your
treatment.
life. Yeah, girls gotta eat, right?
Yeah, for sure. So sorry, how often were you actually doing radiation?
Oh, so yeah, the radiation started after that. Yeah, I had to get permission from my doctors to see Soundgarden. Obviously, right? I had 31 stitches in my head,
Right.
which I feel like I didn't take advantage of those enough now. Like 31 stitches in your head looks
Soundgarden
badass, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like trying to hide them in my like cap I don't look good in.
Yeah.
I should have rocked those.
Looking back,
looking back, like I wish I would have.
I don't think I would have been doing any headbanging, though.
No,
Definitely
you're
not
right. Yeah,
into-
with
yeah.
the brain and everything, on work, I had my earplugs in. Right, I tried to keep mellow during it.
Did you? So like you were talking before the podcast that you're almost deaf in your your right ear.
Oh,
your
this
left
has happened
ear?
a year ago. I think it was probably due to treatment and cancer and shit.
Oh, okay, but at that time you were still.
Oh no, I'm fine.
able to
Totally
hear.
fine then. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Last surgery actually was they put a plastic tube in me for
Yeah.
just future draining reasons.
Yeah.
So I got a plastic tube in my brain and it comes into my stomach here.
Yeah. Is that just so they have easy access to it?
No, it's just they put it in for drainage reasons, and then there's no point taking it
So
out.
what does it drain? Like how? What is?
I
how
guess
does it
fluids at
drain?
the time just to get me out of the hospital quicker,
Oh, okay.
right? Just for like there might have still been like residual things to leak out.
So I'm sorry, I might be just retarded here. So it goes from your head. It goes down into your stomach.
Yeah,
or
like
it goes
down-
to your.
I-
Like, is this so they can
somewhere-
tap into it to drain it?
No,
or is
there's no.
this just
No, they do
it's
have no.
self-drained?
It's just self draining. I think
Oh,
maybe for
okay.
the
They
next
just
month.
keep it in there after.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the point taking it out, right?
But I was just curious, like where it's draining to, like what
I think it
where
might-
it's actually going.
Must be going to my stomach, right?
Yeah.
No, well, no, I think usually they have like
Well,
drain
no.
tubes and they go into like a sack and they just like throw it away.
That's what I'm.
No, but there's no
curious
second,
about.
it's all
But this
internal.
is all just internal.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, like where it's actually.
I think it's going to my
They send it
stomach.
to the liver to be
I don't
cleaned.
know, man, I don't know. Does it go to the liver to reclaim it? I don't know.
I'm
I
not-
don't think so.
I'm not actually asking you. I'm just
Oh.
posing the question that someone who's sitting over here could
That's
possibly.
a hard thing to
Look
Google
up.
even. Where does like brain drain stuff go to?
Why
Are
not? You can
Google
look it
that?
up. You can look
Okay,
it up.
you try and
You
You
Google
never
that.
know.
Are you
Hold on.
are you on any medication as of today? Do you have any? Do you have to upkeep anything, or you?
I didn't. At the moment, I'm taking something for I don't even know thyroid.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
Right,
that's
that
a
gets all
common.
screwed up from
That's a
radiation,
common
doesn't it?
thing from radiation. Is the thyroid.
Thyroid.
That what
My dad has the
produces
same thing.
Fat? Is something?
No,
with
well,
fat?
yeah, well, fuck, I don't know exactly, but I know you can have like a slow thyroid and you like
Yeah.
get really fat,
But
or
it's
if
a
you,
gland,
or,
is it not?
yeah,
It's a
yeah, it
gland.
is a gland. Well, you have a thyroid. I think you have a thyroid and you have a thyroid gland, but you can also have one that's like an overactive one, and then you get like super skinny too. Right? I don't know. The thyroid controls a lot of shit.
I think so.
But
Yeah.
it also affects your moods. That's the big
Okay.
thing, right?
Maybe.
I know that's what, like with my dad, he basically got like
Okay, so
very
I-
irritable
Hey,
very
I wanna
easily
know-
because of
I
this.
wanna know
And so
more.
the stuff
It
he
hits us right
takes
on his
keeps
neck.
him.
Hey.
Oh, okay. So I was talking to your sister, and she says that you attribute a lot of your like getting better to your diet and how you changed what you ate and
That's-
took into your body afterwards.
Maybe.
Do you agree with that?
I should.
Yeah,
you should.
you definitely think it was a factor for sure.
Maybe
not-
a factor. I don't know how big of a
maybe it
factor,
just
but definitely
gave
a
you that
factor.
little
Yeah,
edge.
I think I would. Like, I don't know. I think I'm again just ignorant to what happened to me. I don't think cancer was my thing. Right?
What did they?
It wasn't
That's
my thing.
good. That's
It was.
good.
I was moving on regardless of what it is.
Yeah.
Like I still drink today, right? You shouldn't, but I do.
So what
Yeah,
did
you gotta have some fun.
it's not
what
my
did they
thing.
tell
You
you?
gotta have your Soundgarden concerts.
Oh, I have
you gotta
my
your drinks.
concerts.
Yeah, you still gotta live, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously.
You gotta have your little
Yeah,
Bud Light
margarita.
Mango Ritas.
What are those?
Maybe that's the French side.
I found it in the fridge.
What you should do is you should get a couple boys and go fly and see Soundgarden again.
We'll fly.
I saw them yesterday.
Fly to wherever they're playing. You seen Soundgarden? You seen Soundgarden
They were there
yesterday?
before the Seahawks game.
Really? They're
Yeah.
playing?
Yeah.
Nice.
Really?
Oh.
They opened up the Seahawks?
They opened up Pharrell Williams.
So they opened up.
Oh,
they opened
so
up-
bad.
They opened up. The,
So
it was the
bad
first
for
game of the
Williams. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Opened up for
First game
the
of the season.
Seems
Seahawks
like a
first
step
game.
down for the Soundgarden.
Wow.
But it's the NFL, the first game of the season.
No,
Yeah,
it
but
doesn't
they
seem
play
very
for-
punk rocker.
I
But I
bet you.
guess
I
they're-
bet you like.
Well, they weren't really punk rock. They were grunge.
So when
I bet
they,
like 30 million people watched that game yesterday.
there's a
Yeah,
lot.
trust me.
30 million
wouldn't-
people?
Yeah.
I bet yeah.
Who were they playing?
Green Bay.
They played the
Oh.
Seattle Seahawks, the champions.
Doesn't Green Bay have like oodles and oodles and oodles of fans?
Oodles and
Oodles, dude.
Exactly.
It's just Green Bay's just
No,
a small market.
exactly.
Anyway, back to our
Oodles and
conversation
oodles and
here.
oodles, and
Yeah.
they played the Super Bowl champs, and Sam Gordon opened up. It was like, I guarantee you, it's probably one of the highest NFL opening games.
Really?
Seattle has a chance for a
29.
really good team.
It doesn't matter. Seattle's
they
main.
went 15-1 last year, right?
Now you're getting Koko riled up.
Okay. Anyway, we're not getting into this on this one.
All right. So,
So,
what did you change about
when-
your diet? You
No one had ever
started.
gone
No,
to-
this
But
like
what, when you first,
They
sorry, I just
went
wanted to ask because
15-1,
when
didn't
you,
they?
so we kind of keep this chronological. I'm
Sure.
curious.
Yeah,
when
chronological.
you came out of the surgery and
Yeah.
then you found out that you were
so
going
I
to
started
have radiation.
I started radiation. I did the 2 months of radiation.
What did they tell you at that time though? Like as far as what you had, what the procedure was going to be?
Well, that's when the doctor was saying your survival is unknown because there isn't
Yeah,
enough. I guess
okay.
to them there wasn't enough information about what I had. I had like
Yeah.
a baby cancer apparently,
Okay.
right? Which is extremely rare in adults, obviously.
That's
And
what a lot of infants or young children. get
yeah,
that
it's
in
like
that
mostly
spot?
it's mostly like infants that get this.
Is that
That's
right?
the
Yeah.
type of cancer I had. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then
What did they? Was there a name for this specific?
no, I
type,
don't
or-
know. It was I think
McElroy?
the only term I know is medulloblastoma, and
Yeah.
I think that's just a tumor. I think that was more like the location.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was like specific to the cancer. It could be. I have no idea. Medulloblastoma though. That's all. That's all this guy knows.
How old is Marshall now?
20, just turned 26. Yeah.
And I heard, and your father also beat cancer as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so after, I think I was in remission for a year or two, and then my dad got diagnosed with cancer.
After
yeah.
you got cancer, your dad got cancer.
Yeah. Totally, totally different. Nothing
Yeah.
blood related by any means, obviously.
Totally different type
Yeah.
of cancer too, right?
Yeah.
It was esophageal.
Esophageal,
or
yeah.
Esophageal,
Esophagus.
So you ever think about it? What do
Did
you
your
put
dad
it?
ever chew tobacco?
No, that's the
Or was he a
oh,
smoker?
he obviously smokes, right? No, he doesn't smoke. Chew tobacco doesn't smoke. Chew tobacco.
No, I chewed
Wow.
I chewed lots of tobacco.
That's crazy.
No, that's
he
just the
didn't
question you
smoke
get,
or
though, right?
chew.
It's like you met me in a young age. It's like you said somebody have cancer, and they go through the list. Like, well, did you smoke? Did you do this? Like, there's obviously a reason you got fucking cancer. It's like, no, I just got fucking
I just
cancer.
got cancer.
Yeah.
It's
Get off my back. Well, you did something
Marshall,
wrong.
I appreciate that, but it is most
Everything
it is related
causes
to
cancer
smoking.
these days.
That's
though.
a
Smoking,
high.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
a high cancer.
That's true.
cause
Well, that's why
of
you get drilled with questions.
So how long?
But anyway,
So,
it's good for it. So anyway, and he beats it.
Yeah, miraculously, yeah. That's another story.
Was he?
We'll get
so
into that. I think we'll-
After you started doing this radiation treatment, how long were you doing that for?
Uh,
Total?
roughly 2 months. I think I had the 39 sessions or
And
whatever.
then-
so I got double radiation sessions, brain and spine.
Yeah.
That was probably the horrendous part of everything because
Was there
they had this like mask of your face that they
Yeah.
just like clamp you into.
Yeah.
And it like just like fucked up my jaw in there,
I've heard
and it
about
was
that.
like,
My
and you
dad
can't open
was-
your eyes.
yeah,
I
he
can
had the
barely
same
breathe.
thing. It's crazy. And
It's
you have to stay
nuts.
perfectly still.
And you can't
You
move.
can't, and otherwise they have to start
No,
over.
I got 9 dots on my back, like little prison made tattoos.
Yeah.
Right, so the lasers line up,
Oh,
and
really?
then you can't move.
That's
But
how
the
they do
lasers
it.
are there, yeah.
So what is that laser? That like is
No, the lasers are to make sure the radiation is hitting. So then it's just like an X-ray, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
But,
oh, that's what.
But they were like
okay.
45-minute, hour-long sessions.
Yeah.
And it just like
This
hones
is
down
pretty-
right on that one spot.
I think though. I think it's fairly accurate.
I hope so.
So I had it along my spine, right, which I think goes through your body, which fucks some shit up. I had one in my head, which I have a radiation scar still, where my hair won't grow in the back.
Yeah.
Just like
It's
one kind of
It's
spot.
like a reverse like cyclops
Yeah.
kind of patch.
These sound like all like the worst spots to get it. These sound like a pretty complicated case at this point.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, like spine and brain.
And throughout this whole time, they're just telling you it's unknown what.
Yeah, well, I think like some people, I don't know, I don't think it was like bad, but I think this couple of the doctors that I had were just like,
They didn't know.
they were just going like, they weren't sugarcoating anything. They're just like, we don't have a number, and they said it's unknown.
See, that's because my dad was it's like 50,
Whereas other
50.
people were thinking like.
They told him 50%.
Well, I feel like they know like some cancer is a lot
think
better.
they,
and some
I think they
are,
do know.
a
Like,
lot
I don't
more
think
curable.
too many people were too worried about it, but
Yeah.
it's just those few dicks that kind of like just shake your head a little, right? You're like, oh, what does that mean?
Especially if it's like a rare thing, like if he's 21 and he has the cancer that a kid usually gets, there's probably not very many people that have dealt with that in like an adult, and it becomes a lot more complicated and tricky, right?
I think I'm known as a fair assessment.
Yeah.
Well,
So
that's everybody's health, even if you had cancer or not.
If they don't know,
Health
obviously it's not good. They don't know.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Some people live, some people die.
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know.
But there was still like a more positive like
No,
number.
of course.
But they didn't say like, oh, you have a
What's
good
the
chance.
number?
They didn't say
Yeah.
they didn't say good chance of
So
living.
you knew it was
They did.
at best probably 50-50,
If
I
they
would
told me
assume,
90,
because if they're
No,
saying
at
that,
worst 50.
if it was good,
it was
they'd
better than
probably
that, I
be
feel.
telling you.
If
You think like from
Yeah.
what their reactions were, it was better than that?
I think
You
so.
have cancer.
Yeah.
Because
This is good.
they got rid of most of
It's never
it. They got obviously rid of most of the tumor.
Yeah.
And then the treatment was mainly for the residual stuff and the stuff
Yeah.
in the spine, right?
Yeah.
But there was no more like lumps of cancer, I guess. It was just all residual things.
Okay.
Okay, so
Which
what
I
what
guess-
did you change about your diet? That's what I want to know mostly.
Honestly, sugar I think is like the number one thing.
Worst thing.
It's the worst
for you.
thing.
It's so
Really?
bad.
I obviously losing weight in chemo. I used to be 180. You know, a healthy
Before
180
everything
pounds. Before
started.
everything, yeah, I used to be like
Okay,
a healthy 180 pounds, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, I
But
worked out prior. No, pretty big. Maybe.
Like just.
Yeah,
Like,
Your
I was
bicycle
alright.
career.
I was
like-
pretty big.
I intimidated
Like,
this
ripped?
guy.
After I met Marshall again for like a year, I haven't seen him, and he was just shredded.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, I better not fuck around with this younger guy.
And so this happened after you got out.
No, this was before.
This was before. Okay.
Yeah.
He was
And
like,
that
he
this
was
is
like-
so we're talking-
I'm in chemotherapy and they're feeding me donuts to put weight on me, right? And that's like hindsight, like it's the biggest
Full of
fucking
sugar.
no-no. Full of sugar, man. Sugar feeds cancer.
Yeah.
Sugar is the one thing that cancer grows on, and they're so fucking brain dead. How they're just it's such a farce how they deal with cancer in the hospitals.
Yeah.
They make money killing people, like
It-
100%. They make money killing people. There are natural cures that obviously they won't look into because
Yeah.
then they're not making their money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you.
Did you look into like other than obviously like you ate healthy and you continued to eat healthy? I would assume after the
For the most part,
relation.
yeah.
Did you look into any other alternate types of treatments?
Not too much. I think I had some alkaline water, the Kangen water.
Yeah.
Like
That's what your
again,
sister was talking about, yeah.
Kagan
Yeah.
or Kagan or whatever it is.
Kangen, I
Kagan?
think.
I was drinking
CAN.
that from the yoga place I go to.
Yeah.
The guy like sends it out, but
What is
I
it?
do notice
Like
like
there are
distilled water or
benefits.
something?
it gets into
Well,
your
it's
blood
alkaline
quicker.
water, so it's like not acidic. Your like
Okay,
your
yeah,
tap
yeah.
water is like a neutral or kind of acidic thing, and like bad things
Well, yeah,
like
tap water's
cancer,
like a-
cancer and other sicknesses don't work in a positive an alkaline environment. I mean, they thrive in an acidic environment.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you drink this water. I don't know how. Your body has so many defenses, right?
Yeah.
To things.
Yeah.
So I
It
don't know
goes
how
right to
well
your
it goes
blood,
through you.
apparently. There's
Does it?
something
See,
about it that gets it into your bloodstream quicker? 'Cause
I don't think
notice
that,
when I
though.
drink it, I
think your body-
hydrate quicker. 100%.
Okay, maybe.
Like when I'm drinking it, I got a piss right now. Like it happens really fast. Like it goes. Like I can notice it going through my body if I'm dehydrated. Okay, you take a piss and it's like yellow. You're like, okay, fuck, I'm a little dehydrated.
Yeah.
Then you drink like 4 glasses of water, and
Every
eventually you
morning.
piss
Eventually.
again, and you feel like, especially when you're hungover, then you okay, well it's not so yellow, and I'm pissing, and you start pissing more regularly. With
Right.
this shit, I noticed when you drink like 2 big glasses,
Yeah.
it like instantly you're pissing white, and you gotta go
I
right.
don't know. I drink 2 big glasses of water, no matter what kind it is. I gotta piss right away.
I always thought when it was yellow is because it's getting toxins out of this.
'Cause you're eating
No,
apple
yellow
juice.
means you're like dehydrated.
every morning. I'm
No,
holy
when
fuck,
you
I'm
take
doing
vitamins,
that.
you piss neon
Oh
green.
no, for sure, I agree. Vitamin
That
C, a
first
lot of it
one?
will make you piss yellow, but it's also because you're dehydrated.
Asparagus.
You're not hydrated enough.
Dinner.
Alright, so you're cutting out sugar. You're taking the alkaline water.
I honestly, I had a whole list of shit, like just like things you find in health food store, like milk thistle and I don't even
What was
remember.
that, sorry?
Milk thistle.
Milk
I think.
thistle?
I don't know.
Yeah,
This
like,
a lot of
the
red
whole
things.
thing, yeah.
I think
What's that?
a lot of it was just based on like just like
Hey, Barry, look up milk
normal
thistle.
healthy things, right?
Right.
But it's just like
Kyle.
they just gave me everything. I was
Look
on a
up
high
milk
dose
thistle.
of vitamin C. I
Just
take,
vitamin C, okay.
and so that's I think it's a natural cure to cancer. It's high doses of vitamin C.
Yeah.
How many tablets are you taking?
You get a powder, and I
Were
think
you
I
doing,
think you take like 3,000 or
those,
maybe
3,000
5. I don't
grams?
remember the number now, but it was
Milligrams?
3,000.
Green pills or like the green, like
Then it's
fuck, what the hell was it called? My dad did them. They were like frozen green packets, and you like put them in water, and they
Peas?
dissolved, and you drank them. No, it was like I think it was like all green vegetable like extract.
Yeah, well, I
I
took a Vega powder, so
Yeah.
it's your
Milk
daily.
thistle.
Okay, sorry.
It's,
No, well, that's like one of the minor things. I don't think it's
Yeah.
anything important. It's
Well,
just something that helps your health in one manner or
Oh,
another,
okay.
right?
lower cholesterol.
But it was a lot of things that
Lower
helped your
cholesterol.
health in one manner or another, right?
Yeah.
Those things?
And
Is there?
oncolyne was one thing I was taking too. I believe that's another natural cure to cancer.
Onklin? What's that?
It's called. I know it's a pill. A guy I got. I started talking to a family friend, and he was taking it. He was 10 years cancer free after told him he had 3 months to live.
Yeah.
And the only
Yeah.
thing he was taking after 10 years later was this oncolyne,
Really?
is what it was called.
What about
Wow.
what about medical marijuana?
Yeah, we're using any of that for pain?
Did
Oh, of
they
course, yeah.
Did
Of
they
course.
prescribe it?
No, they didn't actually. I actually talked to my oncologist about it when I was first, going through radiation and shit. And
Were you
you
in
like,
the pain?
you know what?
Legitimately?
No, I had no appetite, right?
Okay.
So it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
this
yeah.
obviously helps the appetite.
That's
100%.
the big thing. They
That's
have.
the big thing, right? No appetite, and then it's like, and I even said it to him. It's like, you know what? Like I've been smoking some of this on the side to like help me out, and it's really helping me. It's like I'm eating more. I'm like I feel better.
So you were having legit like,
And
benefits
he
from it.
had like a panic attack. He was like a young
Really?
doctor, like Asian. I think he's just
Oh.
not for any of that. And he's got a high pitch. Like, we can give you some steroids.
Really?
Yeah.
You want to give you steroids instead?
Yeah,
It's
said, yeah.
amazing how fast that they push away from it.
Yeah, they're scared.
Well, it's weird that
They're
you
scared.
would go from like a natural plant
But
just to like a
But some
chemical
people are-
pill.
some people are so caught up with the fact that it's illegal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
they
there's also
twist
lots of
them.
doctors that are like, yeah, just sign them too.
Yeah, there are those
Yeah.
guys too,
They're
right?
just here.
Yeah.
That's actually how I got my my medical card, because I saw like one of those doctors that you pay money to write his
But I
prescription
got-
for.
I
So he's
tried-
writing him for everyone, and
Yeah.
actually have a legit reason. And I still had to pay for him to get
Yeah.
my medical
Your card. Yeah.
my card.
He writes
Yeah,
it for anybody, and it's like,
Yeah.
man, I survived from cancer here.
yeah.
I need to eat. And
Needs
it's
to
like,
But I think
But
not all doctors do that, right?
Yeah.
But there's more and more of them
Well,
now.
yeah, I would say more
Kind of like-
people are
I
getting
would
on
say
board with
that,
it now.
It is
I would say
happening
in the
way
last
more.
5 years,
Yeah,
in the last
it's been
5
huge
years,
for
gotten
that.
much bigger, right?
100%, because that's why they're changing the laws, because there's
Yeah.
too many homegrowns, and that's another story.
Yeah.
So from your last radiation, when you kind of finished up your treatments,
Yeah.
how long was it before you started to kind of feel like I'm? Like,
Well,
getting
I did
better,
radiation, and then I
looking
had a
up,
break for
everything's-
Christmas. This is the way it worked out. I had some Christmas time, and then I started like early January. I started chemo, so I had to do chemo for 8 months. I had like 3.5 days of chemotherapy. They're like 3 to 4 hour long sessions or 3 hour long sessions. I don't know. They were long, man. Right, so I got like an intense dose of chemo for 3 days in a row. Then I got like a half dose, and then I got 3 weeks off.
Yeah.
So I did that for 8 sessions, I think.
Yeah.
8 cycles. And I dropped down to like 135,
Yeah,
I
you
think,
lose a
from
lot.
my big 180, right?
Yeah.
My healthy 180, I dropped
Yeah, you must have
135.
skin and bone by
For
that
how,
point.
this
Skin
was
and
how
bones,
long you
man.
were doing these for? Sorry.
That lasted about 8 months, I think.
8 months you were doing chemo.
Should have been 7 months. They cut
Oh,
they cut my last one off because I was
Every 3 days.
3.5 days and then 3 weeks off. So
Wow.
Monday to Thursday, then 3
Okay.
weeks off, then the next Monday to Thursday.
Wow. Okay.
Capital C.
Yeah.
So is there any types of good sugar, or is it like all you want to stay away from sugar
I think
altogether?
I think it's all this bad. Like I guess
like
maybe
like natural, like
even
fruit
a
sugars?
even a fruit would be better than other processed sugars. Obviously, it's better than a
donut.
I feel it's better than processed sugar, but even at the end of the day, I think it's still not very good.
You want to
Still not good.
avoid sugar as much as you can.
I think I was still eating some fruit, so obviously with my shakes, I'm putting shit and stuff.
What do you
in
think with the diet? Did this like give you like a little bit of an edge, or did it like help you like significantly,
What?
or was it like the diet,
the diet
part of it, or
Oh,
do you
I,
attribute your
I,
recovery
at the
mostly
time
to,
you have
like,
no idea. Right?
surgery and radiation?
No, you I don't think you could. I
You
don't
know,
think I
it's
can
hard
tell
to
the difference.
quantify
I don't.
which was which,
I don't.
right?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know
You
what
just
it.
did a bunch of shit and it all
I don't know
worked.
like what it would have been like without it.
Yeah.
Essentially, right? So I don't know the difference.
hmm And what do you do?
It coulda
Do you have a different diet now than you did like prior?
I don't. A little. I think it's more mental than what I actually do. I think I tell myself I should be doing things. I
Yeah.
don't. But
I do that.
like you shouldn't be drinking. You shouldn't be like alcohol, and it's when with all the sugars and alcohol are apparently not the best.
Hey,
But I
don't,
try
don't
and-
go bash an alcohol like that around here.
But I try and stay away from like the fast food and McDonald's and shit, right?
Yeah.
Just those things. So like
Just like regular stuff.
yeah, all the
You're not doing anything
processed, all
specific.
the manufactured things, right? You should eat organic. You should eat healthy. Apples are the worst thing to eat non-organic because that's the thing with with the most pesticides on it.
Yeah.
You run underwater. Pesticides are made to stand through rain, right?
Yeah.
Running underwater isn't going to do anything to an apple.
Yeah, exactly.
It's loaded with shit still.
So are you completely cancer-free now?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. For now?
So the last day
Good.
of I just actually looked into this earlier in the summer. My last day of treatment was July 1st in 2010.
Oh wow.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
it should have been the way the schedule was going. I would have been out of my last day just a few days before his wedding, Caldberry's wedding here.
Yeah.
But so I had a month, I guess,
In between.
of what you would call recovery, I guess. But
Yeah.
you don't recover at all in a month.
No.
So-
Not from something like that.
When you look back, like the whole time, like after you came out of the surgery, then started radiation and through the chemo, like what do you think was the main factor in you coming through it all? Like, do you think it was more?
I think it's your mentality.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think I
Body
don't know.
can't put enough weight on that.
Right now, I
No.
think I draw it up to like ignorance. Like again, I just
You didn't
never
wanna
thought it was
believe
my
it.
thing. Maybe I didn't want to believe it. Maybe I just had some kind of denial there. I just
Yeah.
don't think it was my thing.
Yeah.
It was just another step I had to take. It was another bump in the road. It wasn't. It never really brought me down to that much. Like obviously, you'd have periods where you wouldn't be happy about it,
But
but
so that's kind of what I'm getting with it. Like, do you think that the reason that you weren't getting so down was because like you had such a good support group, and you just in your own mind you made sure you stayed positive and all of those
maybe,
things?
yeah.
kind of
And I don't think but yeah,
helped you
I
put
think
it
so.
in the back of your
It
mind.
put it in the back of my
almost.
mind. Yeah, it was just another thing, right? And it wasn't like I had to tell myself to stay positive, but I think
You
your
just were
mind is
naturally.
obviously
You didn't have a lot of time
capable of a lot of things. is
You
the
didn't have a
brain.
lot of time to dwell prior either.
That's
You
exactly it.
found out surgery and then
yeah.
bam, you're like going through the steps like almost the moment you find out.
That's
You
exactly
don't get
it.
a whole lot of time to panic.
No, there was
That
no.
sounds like a shitty way to go through it, but on the other hand, you definitely don't get down, right?
You don't get down. There's no time to think
But
about
by
it.
the time
It's
the
just-
surgery's over, you're freaking.
they just
like,
fucking
everything's such a
open
whirlwind,
that
you're
door
like-
and kick me through it, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I think
Maybe that's a
you
blessing in disguise.
staying
I don't
so
know.
active and always like doing things
But I
too,
wasn't
like
active
getting out,
after.
seeing your friends and stuff
Oh,
like
that too.
that in
I was-
between probably
Obviously,
helped
yeah.
a lot to keep your spirits up.
Yeah, I'm
right?
surprised you had the strength for that. To go to that concert and that.
Well, that was right after. Well, I kept it cool. That was a week out of the hospital, I think, or something.
Yeah, a week
Straight.
out of the hospital.
Couple weeks, but yeah.
Yeah, but all right. So then you kind of have an overlapping story with your dad. What your sister told me was when I was talking to her, she said the doctor told the both of you guys that you had such amazing stories of survival. You should tell as many people as you can how you survived it.
We
So
should maybe share our stories with an author or something, or
yeah,
a book
that's
writer.
what
of
I
some
heard the
sort.
doctor recommended because
Maybe
he
you'll
was
hear
so
this
amazed
and
by like both of your stories.
Make a book by it, yeah.
So now you're into remission, and then right away you find out that your dad has cancer.
I think a couple years. He had a esophageal tumor. He had a tumor in his throat, so he wasn't eating. So he lost I think he lost a little bit of weight just from not eating.
Right.
Right. And then I think I'm gonna tell the story wrong, but whatever. I'll just get it out there.
Yeah. Just tell it the way you remember it.
Yeah, I
Best
think when they
anyone
did,
can
when he eventually, because I think that's also when Talana was being born.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, his granddaughter. So
Yeah.
he didn't want to see he didn't want to scare his family. He didn't want to see the doctor then, right? He waited till that was passed. I
Okay.
think.
Yeah.
Saw the doctor, like, oh yeah, there's a tumor. Like, it's cancer, and you go on that whole thing now. And then it was just
So he went
The
through a very
doctors-
similar thing as you did.
Yeah, but then so he had to live with it though for a while because they put him through a little bit of radiation, a little bit of chemo
Mm-hmm.
prior to surgery
Right.
was the plan, and then they were going to do surgery, remove the tumor,
So is this because they
the
wanted
large
to
mass
shrink
in his
it
throat.
a
Yeah,
bit
they wanted to shrink
before
it a bit
they-
before they did. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then do the surgery and then put him back on chemo, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm lost now.
So they did that, and then things kind of just didn't progressively get like they kept on getting progressively worse. So
Right.
the next option was to do surgery,
Okay.
Well, they was planning on doing surgery anyways, yeah. And
Yeah.
at the same time, they're telling him to live off insurance. I think they punched a hole in his stomach that he had to feed himself through a feeding tube.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
that's-
dad had the same
yeah.
thing.
That's what he had.
Yeah.
And they told him to like live off insurance, which would have killed him because there's so much
Exactly.
sugar in them.
Yeah.
That would have killed him. I
Live off
believe.
of what?
Insurance.
Like insure
What's
or
that?
boost.
Meal
Like
replacement.
boost, like meal
Oh.
replacement drinks.
Oh, okay. I
Like
know
loaded
Boost.
with sugar. I think those would have killed the cancer patient.
Well, see, I don't know.
Because
'cause
what,
my-
they just
that's what
loaded
my
with
dad
sugar?
did.
Loaded.
He
Maybe
lived
not
off
all of
those
them.
for months, and I think he did boost.
I used to
Yeah.
do this every morning.
Yeah,
But-
I remember going over
Everyone-
your place and your dad. He was drinking booze.
Yeah,
Well, he was
basically,
drinking it, but he was putting it in that thing.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
Huh. I never thought about
But
the sugar side.
that was, you know,
But
but-
he was also. Actually, no. There was a long period that's all he had. He lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, I remember your dad. He
More
lost
of my work
huge
now
weight.
is like
But
managing.
as soon as he could start eating, he was always eating.
Right, that's
And
what
still,
I'm on.
he eats really
I
healthy.
work lots, but I'm
only
not as
cooks.
active, like physically active, only a
That
couple
way.
times a year.
But
But,
yeah,
but did they get? They
Yeah.
probably got a lot more healthy after that.
Like,
Even though
big
they, I'm
time.
sure that they were
No,
healthy
it
before.
started
but-
as
I'm
soon
sure
as
it
they.
changed.
The thing with my dad was as soon as they found out he had
dig in
it,
when I have to, but
my mom
I-
just
I don't
started like she
work
completely changed the way she cooked. She cut
That's-
all the bad shit out. She looked up every. They both
Yeah.
looked up so much information. That's why I asked about alternative treatments too,
Yeah.
because they looked into.
I think it's mainly diet. For everyone listening,
well, your-
it's
your
mainly
dad, really.
diet and exercise. Not that I
Yeah.
exercise much, but like
Yeah.
those two combined. Exercise cures so many things that are wrong with
Yeah.
it's so many people. Like half the reason people go to the ER to the hospital,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think can be cured if they just had a healthy if they had
said,
if they had a healthy
100%.
exercise. If
Yeah.
they exercise healthy,
Well, your
right?
dad really took to a different diet too.
Yeah, and it's the same thing. I think
like,
he.
like sugar from like just coffee black.
So he completely cut out sugar as well.
Yeah, and I think he might have. Yeah, he might have done a little more. I don't remember because I don't
Do you
think his
know, Kyle? Do you
prognosis,
remember?
his
Yeah, I know
diagnosis wasn't as good as mine. I don't feel right because mine's like, oh, the cancer is not there. We're just going to do this, get rid of the residual shit.
The residual.
But his was.
But you was in your spine too, so I'm sorry. How was that?
Yeah.
That was still residual stuff. That was. In
It
your
was,
spine,
it
or-
was small pieces of it. And it's
Okay,
fine, right?
Okay.
What do you do for work now?
Unemployed. I'm on disability. I do a little part-time work, but
I got Nina's listening in too, so she's
Did she have a
asking
question?
questions.
no.
Maybe she has
Oh,
Oh,
she
so-
said that 1 hour got cut off. Oh,
Maybe
never,
we
no,
took
never
that.
mind.
So Kyle, do you remember what? Sorry, what was your dad's name?
Ken.
Ken. What was Ken's diet? Or do you remember?
Well, it was
Same. Well,
minimal.
in the stomach, it was obviously
Yeah.
just
Oh, so he was just
shakes. So
taking
he was
those
making
shakes.
shakes. I think the main thing we took was Vega because Vega is your your daily dose of everything.
Of everything, yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
that
why it's
with
so expensive.
with all his
It's
other
good.
shit, your omega-3s, fatty acids,
What did they call that one thing? Vega?
Yeah,
What is
it's like a meal
It's-
replacement powder.
Yeah,
It's a
but it's
powder.
healthy.
It's not a protein
You
shake.
put it
It's
in
like a meal
smoothies.
replacement.
Yeah, it's a
powder.
smoothie.
Yeah.
It's a smoothie thing,
Yeah.
but
My
it's
girlfriend puts it in a
it's
smoothie.
vegan. It's all like healthy. It's
My
all
fiance.
good, right?
Oh, really?
But it's I'm sure there's a bunch of different
Are you
variations
thinking
of
of
it.
changing your diet?
You really
Adam?
should.
No.
A lot of questions.
No, I'm still gonna remain mostly
Like,
living
Danielle
off
cooks
Molson.
healthy for you though.
Oh yeah.
So-
I don't know if there's one thing I should change for my health. It would probably be drinking less beer.
Nah.
Which actually I am drinking less beer, but still drinking beer.
I'm not.
When
You're up in the stakes, are you,
I'm
Joe?
going out. Bro. I've been going out.
We
when
got
did
number
you,
4 there.
When did you go to Jamaica?
Oh, the big Sapporo.
So between radiation and chemotherapy.
Yeah.
So when I was
Yeah,
off for
that-
Christmas season, I went to Jamaica with my dad
Just
and,
after.
and
Fucking-
Nina.
How was that? Like, did you notice anything in the flights that like your head, like anything with your head, or
Oh.
did everything go smoothly?
First thing I noticed was the flight there. Time Traveler's Life was on TV. And so I've noticed since that point in time, it's like after radiation, like I tear up over everything.
Everything.
I'm surprised.
Oh, really?
I'm surprised I haven't cried about any of these
Well,
stories until
you
tonight.
like even when we were talking before,
Right?
and you were like you were
But-
talking about how you were thinking about things. You
Yeah.
like you could tell.
Oh, earlier, yeah, just how you wrote things. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god, like that's really.
Wow.
You don't. You
Yeah.
just like you said. You don't think about it that way.
Yeah.
You always just.
But I was
kind of
touched by
remember
it.
Putting it back,
Yeah.
and then when you see it,
I was touched by what you wrote.
yeah.
It sounds like you try not to think about it too much. You're
No, I don't think I shelter. I don't think I try to hide anything from anything. But
No,
anyways,
I-
on the plane,
Yeah.
Time Traveler's plane, and I'm in the middle seat. It's like trying not to like bawl my eyes out, like like wiping my tears casually. It's like it's totally fucked up.
The whole flight. Yeah.
Oh no, it just happened in the movie. I think
Yeah.
the ending of the movie is it just.
I noticed that. After,
But I think that's a movie that girls cry to, right? And I
Yeah.
think I was just one of those girls on the plane that day.
Yeah. Once I had a kid, I noticed that
You're a softie?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
such
a
fucking
softie.
pussy
That's
now.
exactly. I'm a softie, right?
Did you have a kid?
Something happened. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you
What
read-
are you watching?
It warmed up my cold heart.
What
I don't
are
know.
you watching?
You read things, you see
Why?
things, right? You're
No,
like,
it
it's
doesn't
touching. Things are
matter.
touching
I
now.
just have more compassion.
Yeah, cheers, take
Yeah.
compassion.
Yeah.
Cheers, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when did you notice this?
Like as soon as I had Ellie, I've talked about this before on here. I just have like, well, yeah, I have. I just have a little bit more compassion than I used to.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I can watching the stupid. I would never ever get affected or a sad song. Oh. I gotta be careful what I watch.
They will see that to me.
Always trying to hide it from Danielle. You crying? No.
That's kind of sad though. Like, isn't that the
What?
point
It's-
of a good song? Is to make you feel that emotion, or like?
Tell me the last time you
Okay.
cried over a song.
Yeah, what's
Simple man.
no, I don't.
I cried at Jeff.
I
Jeff
never-
That was
wedding.
because it was just wedding, not because of the song.
I
Nobody
never-
cries over Simple Man.
No, I've never cried over a song
When Jeff
either.
Jackson was-
That's-
But I don't.
Yeah, 'cause it was
my
his
thing
wedding.
is, I don't.
No, it was a
cry.
great
Like,
song.
there's,
It is a great
I don't tear up.
But you're more
That's
tired
very
because
hard
you
for me
know
to tear up,
Jeff.
but I will.
No, I blame it on
No, for
there's
sure.
lots
You
of
always cry when you hear
For
Simple
sure.
Man?
Make me go like.
No, when I was
Yeah,
drunk.
no, you're right,
and
but it's just
some
the thing,
people
it's like
over
now I
Christmas,
tear up, though.
I was
Okay,
enjoying
so
it.
It's weird.
You still would feel those emotions, but you just now it actually comes.
I think
into
there's just
tears.
more, it's just more emotions now.
So-
Like you
so
said,
what
you're
song
just-
makes you
you're
cry,
very
Koko?
softy.
What song makes
Yeah,
me cry?
yeah, what song makes you cry?
Every time.
No, I don't. Like I was just
Anything
saying.
by
if you
Justin
were-
Timberlake?
If you were listening, there's songs
And
that
I will always love
That's an amazing song.
Well, I'm telling
Do you-
Sexy Back,
do you
but it's
cry?
still-
His defense, that's an amazing song.
amazing. Anybody would cry for that.
But I don't cry. What I said is, I don't actually cry for them. Like I've never. I get emotional, but I just don't tear up. That's just the way I've always.
Alright, so what's your
Because you're a
number
man.
one tear up song?
Guys don't tear up.
Songs.
When you sit at home
What's
and
a
you
good
feel
one?
like crying at home alone,
No, I never.
what are you throwing on?
I never do that.
No?
That doesn't happen.
No, are we getting in some awkward territory
there's
here,
no-
Koko?
I'm
It's
just-
okay, let it out, let it out. You like listening to Yellow Brick Road, don't you?
Okay,
I like Patsy Cline.
Patsy Cline. Who's Patsy Cline?
Crazy. Crazy for feeling this way.
Put on a Patsy Cline album. Pull up a bottle of scotch.
That's so sad.
Oh, man.
You, Patsy Cline and a bottle of scotch, I'm gonna cry for you.
Holy fuck.
Coco's not giving up any secrets.
No, I don't
This is
have.
I
That's what
gotta
I'm
know.
trying to say is that I don't like. I will when I listen to music, I'll feel the song and I'll be like, wow, that's sad. Like, but I don't. I'm not
Wow,
saying,
that's sad.
I'm saying you have to cry to like feel those emotions. Don't
Well,
at all.
lots of people.
No, I don't think anyone cries over a song.
No,
you don't cry over a song.
over a song. I've
No.
never.
Actually,
but like,
no.
hey,
No,
I
exactly. No,
100%.
yeah, no.
The first time I heard Adele, the fuck was that one?
Crawled up like a baby and
I just remember hearing that one for the first time. Her big hit. What? Why can't I think of the name right now?
I don't know.
Blank.
I know which song you're talking about.
If it all. Fuck. Anyway,
Barry, you're an Adele fan.
that song.
Big time.
Anyway, I have it on my
Rolling
phone.
Deep. I got this.
No, the other one.
I got the closing song.
Anyway, the first time I heard that song, I remember vividly, like being like, "Holy
Play that song quietly in the
fuck,
background.
that is some
See if
good."
Coco
Give me
cries.
the thing.
Give me the thing.
The volume's down. You can't play anything.
Put it up just a little bit.
No.
He's getting agitated.
So anyway,
He doesn't want to cry.
that I don't cry. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That song, I remember the first time I heard it, I just like it 100%. I sat there, I was like, holy fuck! Like she was going through some shit when she wrote this song.
Like the first time I
But
listened.
not necessarily I'm crying, but you can still appreciate the sadness or the beauty of a song without.
I don't think
actually
anyone cries
coming
over
to
songs,
tears,
though. So
right?
I don't,
Yeah.
I don't
First
think-
time
I think that's
listened to,
pretty-
Girls.
I think we've gotten off about things.
I was
Wondering-
watching. Well, I wasn't watching.
Rise
But
Against
I
Heroes.
wasn't
the channels,
watching.
and the fucking Justin Bieber concert thing came on the TV.
Wait,
Don't tell me you cried at the
pardon?
Justin Bieber
In the
concert.
crowd,
While you were flicking channels,
Just flicking through the
I
channels.
swear I was flicking.
browsing, and then hey, guys. So I'm just going through
You're doing a
it, and
podcast
all of a
here,
sudden
bro.
this comes on, and you see these girls just like tears coming down their face.
We love them.
Like, we talked about that on the way. Like I just don't understand that.
I
It
don't
would
get
be
that.
amazing to love a band so much that you faint when you see them on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, they definitely faint over Bieber. They definitely faint over the Beatles. Not very many people have that type of power. You never really see a bunch of guys fainting at a concert, though. Maybe it affects girls differently.
Five Direction or
Five Directions.
Direction something. One Direction.
One Direction.
One Direction.
Well, there's 5 a minute. Fuck off, pal. Calm those.
Anyway, so I actually want to ask you how, like, what did you, now to get back to the original question,
Right.
what did you think of Jamaica? Like, how, I'm kind of thinking that
It was
an
just-
awesome place
it's
to
just-
go.
It wasn't bad. It was just another. It was like scarier Mexico.
Yeah?
Yeah, I
That's
think
the
so.
one thing you hear is that
Well, like
people-
if you, I wouldn't wander around outside my resort by myself. Nope.
No.
Not even in the resort?
No, outside of the resort.
Oh, outside of the resort.
Yeah.
Did
no.
you go on tours to the side of the resort?
Yeah, went on some tours.
Yeah, but then you're with like a big.
Checked out like
guide
Bob
bus
Marley's
tour,
like
right?
house and growing up. And
Someone
even then,
like
it's
you-
How
like
was that?
it's
Was it
it's
like
song
weird.
like
It's
that?
there's so much
Someone like
it's,
you.
it's so much
Amazing.
poverty outside of the resort.
Yeah.
That
That's, yeah.
and the Rast and there's you see actually like literally like actual Rastafarians when you're in a taxi and shit like walking around, and from what you hear like they'll just like straight up fucking stab you.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't know about that. I think
No, but that's what people tell you, right?
No,
it's
well, I've
weird,
heard the
man.
same thing, but I think I'd want to go out and see that, like the
What, you wanna-
culture and shit.
That out of all the places in the, I don't know.
I saw Bob Marley's
why,
place.
Why would I don't want to go to any place fucking dangerous on vacation.
fair enough.
Well, like fuck that shit.
That's
Like
We're
just go to
somewhere and
just go to
relax.
Mexico where you can just walk around and it's okay.
Yeah,
But even
yeah.
Mexico though, you gotta avoid.
Well, just don't hit the
like
fucking.
Argentina or something. I'll just like even like Cuba was good. That's pretty close to Jamaica.
Did you go to
That's close
Havana?
I need to get. I went to Havana. It wasn't that bad. I didn't think. I mean, we only.
I loved Havana.
Havana was pimp.
Havana was
it
amazing.
wasn't too. It
You
wasn't
just don't-
dangerous.
I
Just
like to
don't
go back
want-
and stay in Havana.
Yeah, there was a few sketchy spots. There were
Yeah.
some kids begging. There was some like rough looking. But I
Clean,
mean,
clean.
we were out there during the day. It was pretty. I don't know. There was a few sewery smell streets,
Very-
but it was pretty clean
Varadero was
actually.
very clean.
You just don't wander down the wrong street, right? You
Yeah.
see the
Yeah.
ghetto. You don't.
Every-
Oh, let's
Yeah,
check out this
every
place.
town has
Years
that. Look
before
at
you guys went.
Yeah.
Hastings on it.
You don't go down there.
So-
No, but I walked down there like quite a few times actually. It's a lot of those scary looking people. They at least during the day anyway.
Because it was like
They keep to themselves. They're mostly like, I mean,
I don't know,
they're all,
man.
like, drug addicts. And
I've
stuff
walked.
Like that.
I've walked down that area
I've never
like
had any
a couple
problems.
times, and people just start screaming at you, and it's like
Well,
I don't want to
yeah,
go down there
Like,
again.
there's mentally ill people, but I mean, they don't.
Oh, like screaming and walking after you, so it's like it gets weird, right?
Well, yeah, that is weird, but I've never really felt.
I backpacked.
I've never threatened
No.
it.
Don't get me
Like
wrong.
walking
I
down
know.
Hastings,
When
like I
I,
worked down there all the time.
Campus the kids.
I wouldn't
though, man.
I wouldn't
It's
want
so
my
sad.
wallet like
Hey,
hanging out
kids,
the
hey,
back
kids,
of my
yeah, I'm agree,
pocket,
though.
but
But that's part
Joe,
Hey,
shut up.
Shut up.
Huh?
Yeah, I wouldn't want my wallet hanging out the back of my pocket, but for the most part, they don't bug you at all. They just leave you
No, I
alone.
agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we don't got much time. So let's end. We kind of touched on this right in the beginning. Touch on. Have you guys seen leaked photos?
Oh,
No.
okay, here's the thing with the
We
leaked
were looking at you.
I-
You showed me
yeah.
when you came in.
the
What?
leaked photos,
The
celebrity
leaked photos.
Oh,
The leaked
ah,
photos,
okay.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
here's
Jennifer-
the thing, I didn't get on it, right? I heard about it. I'm
Jennifer
like,
Lawrence,
yeah.
Kate
I'll
Upton?
check out those photos when I got time. By the time that I got time, I couldn't find them anymore.
Yeah. They
Are
were
they
tough
still
to
on?
find.
You know
I
what?
don't know if they are still. People like screenshotted them and say.
Yo,
Oh,
they're
right.
on.
They're on where? Put it out to our listeners.
I will. They're on Reddit. No, I'm on a
No,
group.
I checked Reddit. I
I,
couldn't
no,
find it.
I couldn't find it either on there. I'm on a group chat though. They sent me the link and it's there. I found
Really?
it's. I got it all
All
now.
right,
Yeah.
who looked the freakiest?
What's this?
Well,
I was a-
Jennifer
You didn't hear
Lawrence.
about
I
the
was a-
celebrity nudes?
I was a bigger fan
Some
about
hackers
Jennifer
hacked into
Lawrence
the
and
cloud
Kate
and
Upton,
stole a bunch of
yeah.
celebrity
and I don't even know who
photos.
else got hacked into.
Kate Upton.
Kate
I see
Upton, Jennifer Lawrence.
Kate Upton,
Yeah. There's a
Hillary
bunch of
Duff?
them, a bunch of people.
Kristen Dunst.
I think
Kirsten
there was
Dunst?
some I seen of both Kate Upton and Jennifer Lawrence that right away I looked at them and I was like, that looks fake. Like you can just sometimes tell by the way like you can
But they're
just
saying they're not.
No, I'm not saying they all
She's
are, but I
all
think
over
that
the
as soon as they
yeah.
come out, there's people out
Who's
there
that?
that all of a sudden
Lawrence.
go, oh, I
Jennifer
can throw
Lawrence,
this one
man.
in there, and just they throw in fake ones as well.
Yeah,
Might be-
probably.
Some of them looked real, definitely.
Well, as you
100%
said, there
real.
is there. I don't want to. I don't want to get
Yeah,
into
I didn't
detail
see any
here.
of them.
Oh, there's one.
There are two
Kate
pair of
Upton-
titties that aren't the same.
Yeah.
There's
There's
got
yeah.
cum all over her face.
Yeah. But there's two
What did she
pictures of Jennifer Lawrence. One of them, like you see her.
She
like, on the
she
couch,
got
like,
ejaculated on.
all naked, shirt over her boobs,
Yeah.
and her boobs are very perky, with like a 21-year-old boobs, like boom, right there.
Okay.
And then you see the other picture of her, and it looks like a 32-year-old boobs, and they're like
They're soft.
they're
soft.
They're aging. It happens. That's what happens.
Yeah,
They aren't as like they look like they've kind of flattened.
but,
and
well, but
they're
maybe the pictures are from years apart.
no. she still looks like the same age.
How old is
The
she?
person, like her face still looks the same.
I'm on it.
You think 2 years makes that difference?
No, they could have been 8 years apart.
How do they take it off?
I don't-
You could take that.
I don't think she's 8 years legal.
Yeah, that's true. She's young. Man. She's only like 19 or no.
No, I don't know. Mid-20s.
Yeah, she's
Okay,
like
but they could be 6 years old.
Could be.
Why? Yeah, maybe.
6 years doesn't give you fucking gram.
Very.
Well, I don't. I haven't seen the pictures.
They're all
I'm just
from-
saying.
They're
6
all
years
supposed to be from the same
doesn't give you grandma
Oh,
titties.
they're from the cloud, I guess. Or they
Yeah,
give you-
I mean,
She's
you-
25.
25.
She's 25.
Hand from the cloud.
So you could upload like a picture from 5 years
Well,
ago on
okay.
the cloud.
Let me say this: the picture I seen that looks like she's younger, like perkier, than she's like. So that means she's 18.
Yeah.
It's 6 years ago, and she's a freak. Then.
Oh, yeah?
When she was 18, she knew what she was doing.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, I don't know. I feel bad for her.
Oh, I 100% do too.
Now
That's
you're out
bullshit.
here calling her a freak.
No, but then I don't care.
Now
I
everybody
think
knows.
it's horseshit. Whatever people do that. Everybody does that. It's stupid. I
That's
don't
what
give a fuck.
All girls do that.
Everyone
Yeah.
likes sex.
No, but
Everyone's-
nobody wants to get it posted to the entire world.
Of course.
Oh, so I should
No.
watch what I say. You might fucking.
Well,
What?
golden
next
rule.
episode label me as.
Well, don't start trying to have like a tribe with fucking having
there's
sex with
nothing
everyone.
about a tribe.
But
Just saying.
if you didn't see those photos, would you think that she didn't do that?
No,
Exactly.
no.
Glass
I
of
thought
wine in
that
her hand.
before when I first said I was like
Golden rule. If you
I
don't
like-
want your picture being leaked on the internet, then don't take one.
I'm really happy that I'm not famous at all. No one's going after my shit.
No, nobody. You can't give that shit away.
Look at you.
Oh, I got a leaked photo. Yeah, nobody's clicking on the link, Koko.
Whatever you say.
1 like, 95 dislikes.
95 dislikes.
Oh. Anyway, so you think like what do you think that they,
What?
How do you even follow that?
no, I'm going. I just
Yeah,
totally
what's
lost what I
your
was gonna say.
question?
No, my question on the whole subject is like, what do you think of celebrities and them being like? There's no prosecution for what happened. Like, do you
No,
think
there
that they
is.
have
The
any
guy
right
that
to
stole
be?
the guy that stole Carly Rae Jepsen's photos went to jail.
Well, Pamela Anderson video.
Yeah, but this.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Do you-
I don't want to know what
Do
happened.
you
with
not
that.
think that this is more like Apple's fault
Tommy
for
Lee's
not having a secure enough cloud?
Yeah, I honestly didn't look into that. I don't know.
What?
I would say my opinion is if you're downloading something to a cloud where you don't control
cloud?
it, then you're probably asking for a little bit of trouble. You're putting your stuff in a risky area. Obviously, this only it didn't happen to every celebrity. It only happened to like a few of them. Probably the other ones don't put their shit in the cloud.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
No.
Man, I don't even think it matters if you put it in the cloud. Anything
No, this
on
guy-
your phone, they can fucking access.
Yeah,
Maybe.
they can, but I think
They
it
want
requires
your
a lot
shit.
more
They're
work.
gonna get your shit.
That
I don't
doesn't.
know what the right way is.
That's
Get
not
full
applicable
right
to this stuff though, because all this was 100% stolen from the cloud. All these leaked photos,
Fair
right?
enough.
So
Yeah,
that's
true.
a different thing. That's like Paris Hilton's phone getting stolen like 18 years ago,
Yeah, that's right.
right?
Is
Those
that how
are the
that
different
happened?
things.
Her phone got stolen?
I think her phone got stolen.
Really? And then she had
Some
all
nudes?
those like photos and videos
I
on
think
her
some
phone?
nudes. I don't know about the video. I think the nudes though.
Oh, yeah.
I will stop talking. I don't know anything. So
No, well, yeah,
I was-
this is all speculation at
I was
this
making
point.
a
But
vague
who
point.
cares? Whatever. It was their own business. I don't know. I feel bad for them.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely feel
I
bad.
got the song.
It's
Yeah.
just no, you don't. So
I'm in production.
that's it. We're
let's
we're
wrap this guy up.
out of time, man. So
Cancer, nude celebrities. We can only go down from here.
well,
We should end every
well,
conversation on nude celebrities.
First of all, we want to thank Marshall for coming out.
Thank you very much,
to
man.
the podcast. It's
Hey guys,
awesome.
it's been alright.
It was emotional, but I think that was man. That was a very interesting
Only when we
conversation.
played that Adele song.
Learned a lot. And thanks to the sponsor, Not Just Knitting. And we'll see you guys next week.
Suck, Rob.
Out to the sun up, twisted and burn up. Can't nobody stop us. We gon' deliver us. Out to the sun up, twisted and burn up. Can't nobody stop us. We gon' deliver us. Give me some of that. Give me some of that. Give me some of that. We gon' deliver us. Come and take a ride, straight up all night. the sun